Let's dive into my iron collection, holiday sewing and crafting plans, a bit of a life update, and my new addiction to TikTok. Welcome to the Sewing Report. I'm Jen. This channel is all about sewing, crafts, and DIY projects, and this video is going to be a little bit all over the place, but hey, that's kind of who I am, so let's do this. I wanted to talk about my irons. I was recently filming some footage of cleaning my irons, so I thought I would go into my whole collection. I technically have 4 irons, and I use them for different purposes. I know I did a video a really long time ago about, do you need an expensive iron? I still go with no. And now that I have even more experience with irons, let's talk about why. So the first iron, and this is my oldest one, this is a Sunbeam Steam Master. I got this a very long time ago, probably at like a Walmart or a Target. This was probably under $20, and I feel like it did the job. It had a pretty nice sole plate, although now it's a little bit dirty. Because this is my oldest iron, and frankly the one I care the least about at this point, I use it for projects where I feel it's going to get some residue on it, like doing interfacing or fusible stabilizer, something that might have glue on it, because again, I can clean this iron, but because it's not one that I'm really too concerned about, I'm not too fussy with it. So that's mainly what I use this iron for. The next iron, and this is my, I think, second to oldest, this is a cordless iron. This is the Panasonic like 360 Freestyle, something like that. I paid about $80 for this, and I do actually like the cordless function, and I'll kind of show it to you. And also I've got some footage of me using it in various sewing and quilting projects. I'm going to throw some of that in. This cover comes off. Here's the retractable cord that you plug in, and then this base is the thing that kind of like keeps the iron part heated up. So this is indeed kind of freestyling. And of course, all of these irons are steam irons. Actually, I probably need to replace the water in this because it's probably super old. And one thing I do like is that it's got a tip on both ends, so it's kind of shaped like a football. So that is nice in certain scenarios. I use this iron a lot when I'm pressing out whole yardage of fabric because the cord won't get in your way. That's something I notice when I'm using a corded iron, is when I'm trying to press out like a big piece of fabric, is that the cord will like get caught on all the excess fabric that's, you know, kind of going off my table or whatever. So this iron is really good for doing large pieces of material fabric. The cordless iron is also great for projects where you're kind of like turning around a lot, or where you've got like something on one table and then something on another table. Really good for quilt piecing or for things like paper piecing. But there's another iron that I'll get to in a few minutes that's also great for paper piecing as well. But I do like this. I think it was really overpriced though, and as far as performance goes, I don't find this iron performs any better than any of the other much cheaper irons. Now don't get me wrong, I really like this cordless iron, but I don't feel it's worth 5 times the price. So again, if this is not in your budget, don't sweat it. Use the $12 to $20 iron that you get at Walmart or whatever. Okay, in terms of performance, this iron is actually my favorite, and it's the least expensive. Can you believe it? This I got from Aldi's, and I think it was on sale for $12.99. I have seen these irons there in recent trips, and the typical price is $14.99, but sometimes they'll mark them down, so I feel like I got a really good deal. Out of all of the irons I have, I think this is the best and highest quality sole plate. It's very shiny. It's got a lot of steam holes. The steam on this is also, I think, the top performer out of all of them. I really enjoy using this iron. One con though is that it doesn't have a retractable cord, which would be really nice. But again, for $12.99, I'm not complaining. And I recently had to clean this iron because I got something on it. I don't know if it was starch or whatever. So I'm also going to throw in some clips of how I clean the iron. To clean all my irons, I use something called Faultless Hot Iron Cleaner. I get this from WHOLESALE Sewing. The prices there are incredible. I think this is only a couple dollars, and I usually buy more than one to keep on hand. It's really easy to use. All you have to do is get an old like white towel. I use some old kitchen towels, spread it out like a little line of toothpaste, and then put your steam on full blast. Really rub it into the cleaner, and I also do like the edges of the iron too, just to make sure those are clean. And then, you know, have the steam on full blast, and then once you feel you've really worked in the product, go to a clean spot of the towel and continue that same motion there, and you will have a very clean iron when you're finished. Out of all of the irons, this is probably my favorite, and again, it's the least expensive. So I really don't feel like you need to drop a lot of cash on a steam iron for sewing and quilting. I just don't think you have to. This last iron is kind of a specialty iron, and I use it for applications where I really need to get into small spaces. This would be great for quilt piecing or paper piecing. I also used this when I was building my dollhouse to apply a laminate on the raw wood edges. This is the Clover Mini 2 iron. I think it's super cute, and I really like that the iron part kind of looks like that Monopoly game piece, if you know what I'm saying here. It's got a few different settings. It's got low, mid, and high, so you can kind of regulate the temperature. And it does come with a holder, so when you're not using it, you know, you won't like burn your table or anything like that. So I am a fan. I don't use this all the time, but I'm really glad I own it, and I think it's a good thing to have in your pressing arsenal. And down in the comments, I would love to know if you have a favorite brand or model of iron that you use for sewing and quilting. Why do you like it, and how long have you had it? And in other news, I do plan to hopefully make a lot of my Christmas and holiday gifts again this year, just like I've done the past few years. This is probably my most daunting holiday make. This is M7730. It is a women's jacket pattern with some really fun flounces on the bodice and on the sleeves. And I tried to draft my own facing pieces for the lining. That was one of the recommendations I was seeing when I saw reviews of this pattern. So I gave that a go, and I think I did it right. I have this tool called the Fit and Fashion Styling Curve. I got this at a workshop a few years ago from OTICCA Beamer. She is a well-known seamstress in our community, and I do really like this. It's translucent, so it makes it really easy to see wherever you're tracing or marking. It's got two built-in spots where you can make markings. One is 3/8 of an inch and the other is 5/8 of an inch, which are typical seam allowances in dressmaking and garment making. So I use this to draft some pieces. I'm going to show you some footage right here. It was a little bit tricky, but I think I managed to figure it out. I have cut out all the lining pieces. I have not cut any of the actual fabric yet. So I'm going to have an update on this and probably a dedicated video on drafting my own facing pieces for the lining. I'm pretty sure I got the math and all my facing pieces right, but I can't say for sure yet because I haven't actually put them together, and in fact, I haven't even started cutting out my main fabric for it. But if I can find a link for this online, I will definitely put it in the description box because I think this is a really neat tool for drafting and sewing clothes. So yes, when I finally finish this pattern, you can definitely look forward to a whole series on making this jacket, much in the style of the men's dress shirt I made a while back. It'll probably take me forever because if you've been following me for a while, you know I'm a really slow sewist, and whenever I'm doing a new pattern, it just takes me like 10 times as long. Does that happen to you too? And I feel like I really need to tell you about my newfound addiction to the social media app TikTok. I know you're probably like, Jen, isn't that for like teenagers and stuff? I know what you're thinking, but I'm seeing a lot of people in their 30s, 40s, 50s on it. So I am at Sewing Room. So if you're on TikTok, you're welcome to follow me there. I'm actually gonna post content that's largely different than the stuff that's on this YouTube channel and even on Instagram. I am freaking loving TikTok. It's so much fun. I think there's a lot of humor on there, a lot of dancing, so I think I'll fit in just fine here. And I'm loving all the memes and stuff. So if you have not gotten a TikTok account, I would highly encourage you to at least get one and just kind of explore. You don't have to post anything, just kind of see what other people are doing. I think it's a really interesting platform. Very short videos, like under 15 seconds, but I am absolutely loving TikTok. I know it's gonna be a big thing because I literally cannot stop looking at TikTok. I know that sounds crazy, but once you get on it, you're gonna be like, what is happening? 6 hours just went by and I've just been looking at people's TikToks. I'm gonna drop a link to my TikTok account in the description box, so if you wanna join in on the fun, let's go there. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. The other day I went to Michael's craft store. I'm in this like quarterly VIP program where they send me gift cards, and there's really no stipulations. They just say if you post anything, hashtag make it with Michael's. So I've been participating in it. I like the program. I think it's cool, but that is a disclaimer for you, so I just wanted to let you know. But I picked up some stuff for holiday decorating and some things that for the dollhouse, I think I'm actually gonna start. I know I made the dollhouse like, a year ago. I'm actually gonna try to start furnishing it and decorating it for the holidays. So I think that will be a future video here on the Sewing Report, but I am excited for like Christmas and New Year's and everything that's coming up in 2020. So let me know also in the comments, what are you going to be sewing for the holidays this year? I still have to figure things out, but definitely a lot of embroidery projects because I think they're really easy to personalize items and they don't take a long time. So the Brother PE800, gonna see a lot of action this season. And if you're looking for something to watch next, last year I had a lot of fun decorating the Trader Joe's gingerbread house, and I noticed they have the same one in stores this year, so you can still get them if you have a Trader Joe's nearby. I really enjoyed it, and it was kind of a yummy project as well. I'm Jen. I'll see you guys next time here on the Sewing Report.